Okay, everybody, as we take a check on your Memorial Day Monday, we are going to be settling into a first alert weather day. I want to make sure everyone is ready for this one, as we are going to be live tracking a line of showers and storms from the west. I am WIS First Alert Meteorologist Tony Schiavaroli, and again, into this Memorial Day Monday, it's going to be a day when a lot of folks aren't out and about that early, but might be later into the day. Of course, a lot of remembrance ceremonies going on in some communities around the region, those, of course, paying their own respects. What we can see into the later portion of this day, where I know there's still going to be people more just going out to festivities or cookouts, going to the pool, the lake. Got to make sure you are careful in this sense because of what we can see with some storm productivity that's possible as the day goes along. Let's see what's going on for your home area as we bring you out into the First Alert satellite and radar check. And here's the thing that I've been talking about since early this morning. This is going to be a system that is pushing into the southeast. Yes, cold front is there. It's clear as day. When you see a line of showers and storms form like this, on the other side of it, temperatures that will try to take a step back. But in all, it's going to be breaking up with this storm productivity for a good deal of our viewing area. There's been a lot more activity out towards northern portions of Georgia, Tennessee, western North Carolina. But for South Carolina now, and this is, again, I harped on this morning, something that is tougher to fight through because of what it has to get through, and that is a mountainous region. It's going to be fighting through cloud cover now, so we're not going to have as much instability at different layers of the atmosphere. And this is going to be, of course, a good bit of news for us because, in short, that means we're not going to be seeing as much as aggressive storm potential. So let's continue onward with that. We can still see a few storms from this. Downpour potential is still there. That lightning is going to be there, even small hail. An isolated tornado, very slim chance of that, but it can't be ruled out across the Midlands. So we have to focus on why all this is happening and just how the timing is going to be very key here. Obviously, it's still struggling to get into the state. That was always going to be a potential thing. And as we go forward later and later into the morning, we will start to see things deteriorate. It's just going to be at a slow pace. I can't stress enough how much time you have this morning to get things ready because that's how it's been since our sunrise show, since 4:35 in the morning. Been talking about how slowly progressing this is, and that's still the case right now. As we settle in, we are going to see temperatures very close to 80 now, out towards Sumter, down to Manning at 77. We bring that back upwards towards Columbia, 78 there in our capital city, that you can see live here on this camera, looking over Broad River Bridge. Lexington, 78, and then in any spots right now that are a little cooler for the morning, got to use those air quotes, because by cooler, I mean mid-70s. Got that for Newberry, Batesburg, Leesville, even push up towards Camden right now in Lugoff, 74, 75 degrees. Going into the tidbits, temperatures still hot out there. We are going to be getting things to a high close to 90. Some of you may fall just shy, but with the humidity that isn't going away just yet, that is all going to be in play as we see these storm chances into it. This is all going to be something I want to make sure everyone's ready for, just because the atmosphere is going to be unsettled in that sense, and we're looking later and later into this morning when more of these impacts will likely be felt. So technically, the only part of our viewing area right now that is dealing with a severe thunderstorm watch, that is going to be Newberry County, or Saluda County, excuse me. But we will see, and you know what, I wouldn't have been surprised they included Newberry County as well, at least just from what I'm personally live tracking through this morning. Newberry and Saluda counties, even though Newberry technically isn't in a severe thunderstorm watch, easily could pick up a stronger storm by the time we get a little bit closer to lunchtime. So just watch out that way, our western viewing area, as we keep on. And then as we get a little bit closer and closer to noon, 1, 2 p.m., we're still going to see some storm threats. It's just still likely more so for our western viewing area. Some of this is really going to try to fall apart as more clouds filter in, as this gets towards the beaches, anywhere into the PD region even, because it's still fighting against a sea breeze and just a bit more of that capacity to have really strong storms, to have tornadic potential. It just isn't there. It's not encountering a very favorable environment like it was seeing in other states, such as Alabama, obviously Tennessee, even northern Georgia this morning. One thing I do want to make a point of as we continue into this afternoon and really evening hours as well, we're not going to see the full passing of the front just yet, so we can still get some showers and storms to flare up. along with this front still trying to pass through. So don't think just early on, once any rain or a few storms might pass through your home area, you're completely in the clear, because that's not going to be the case. As we see that progress through the evening and overnight, likely going to be drying out pretty good overnight by a Tuesday morning, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. We are looking good. You can say hello to that sunshine again, because it will be out and about for Tuesday, and that's going to warm up the region, getting us to a high around 90 to 91 degrees, but with mostly dry conditions. Not going to be seeing those storm threats like today. But even though they're going to be there, there's still going to be some rain in between, but with the actual threat of storms, those are going to be a little bit more far and in between. Still going to be broken up at times. It's not going to be a very organized line like it has been for more areas to our west. This is something, of course, that you got to focus on and really break down in a forecast sense, because how that is going to be happening and how, of course, we're going to be settling into these trends, it's going to be in the way of a much calmer sense. I mean, look at that sunshine, mid-80s by the time we get to Wednesday, Thursday, and that's just how we're going to settle towards the weekend. Today has been more of a day that's a little bit more easy to prepare for, because you don't have to prepare for much else. Your travels for the rest of this week are looking fantastic, as long as you're keeping up with yourselves and your sun and heat safety. But today, you got to keep eyes in the sky. It's a first alert weather day for Memorial Day Monday. If you have a good deal of outdoor plans, please continue to be smart, be safe, and be checking your WIS First Alert Weather app. The best thing that we can do to help everyone track things in real time and stay safe when you're out and about and we are not live on air at the time, and you don't have any time to check anything else other than an app on your phone. So thanks for everyone who does have that downloaded. Appreciate you checking into this live stream this morning for what's new this morning. If you're looking for a bit more of some news updates as this Memorial Day Monday continues, that's going to be coming up right around 9 o'clock on this live stream. Thank you again for checking in with me this morning. I am WIS First Alert Meteorologist Tony Chivaroli, and of course, again, make sure that you never forget why you're able to have the luxuries that can come with today. Whether it's going to be a day at the pool, a day at a cookout, you can't completely distance yourself from why we honor this day and the sacrifices that, of course, that we have to honor as well that have happened for this country. So thank you again. I'll be back at it again tomorrow.